can I ask you about my favorite comedian is Gary Shandling.
Yeah.
And you re-released that episode when he died.
Mm-hmm.
And can you tell me a little bit? I never met him.
Yeah, I don't really. Here I am going to just call him Gary. I mean, I had the same reverence for him and really enjoyed him. I was saying enjoy because honestly, there is an element to his work that you still just to get to continue enjoying it, even though he passed.
The doc was unreal.
The doc was incredible, and what a testament to what a friendship can be. You know, for Judd to do that. I mean, there's no easy way to pour through all of that material and make a movie out of it. And it was really moving for me because I was working on Crashing when Judd was making that movie.
Yes.
And so I got to see Judd heartbroken over his friend, but also editing and it was part of his mourning process.
Yeah.
But all I remember that looking in Gary's fridge, and he had a lot of like fruits and watermelon. It was very sparse, and he was like eating for some new health thing he was doing. And I also remember the time he came in and watched the pilot of Crashing, which was a big deal for me. And he was so gracious to just come and give notes. And there was the scene where I found my wife is cheating on me in the show, and I like storm out, and I was very kind of vulnerable about that performance. I was like, is this good? Does anyone believe this?
Yeah.
It's kind of some of the first dramatic acting I had ever done. And Gary, after I went, I don't know, I'm getting the fuck out of here, and I left, and Gary went, yep. And I was like,
you got, yeah.
It was like getting an Emmy. Our friend Matt is at the Emmys. That was the Emmy that I won.
That's so
But he was so sweet. But Gary and I had that in common. Like he wanted to find that balance. He's like you. He didn't necessarily just want to keep playing the like relevance game over and over and over and over and over.
Do you think people get to a point where they've done it all and they can't do it anymore?
I mean, I think so, but more often you see people who have done it all and they can't stop doing it. I really think there's just like a neural groove developed that it's like if you're not on set and if someone's not handing you your Special Boy coffee and putting you in your Special Boy trailer with your Special Boy AC and your Special Boy fruit plate, like you vanish. It's like, who are you? That becomes the new normal. What most people have is like maybe, and I'm not saying this in a condescending way, I have this where I live, the people at the grocery store know you and the people at the post office know you and my kids' parents and my kids' friends' parents and that's where you get your identity. It's from your community. But if you jack that up and now you're like, I need awards and I need projects and you literally need billboards. Like you're like, I used to be on that billboard. I think you can get addicted to that.
I was on a billboard once. It was the worst week of my life.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Just people from your past. They
hit you up.
They hate you.
Yeah.
And they're mad.
Well, in LA, I imagine there's a good amount of jealousy. I got to, as I kind of look down my nose at this, but like I have a picture of me, my baby, and Val. I don't even know where it is. It's on Sunset. It's right across the street from I think the Whiskey A Go-Go is that a place? There's that really big building and they put a billboard on the entire side of it.
For CBS?
This is for HBO.
For HBO.
But here's my billboard story. I forgot I had one. There was another billboard that HBO had and I was driving down Sunset and on my way home from Crashing and like I said, I was getting the electricity, getting the life from making stuff and having it continue to make stuff. And here's the third season of Crashing and there's a billboard and I'm on it and I drove past it every day and you kind of go like, wow, that's kind of neat. I'm on a fucking billboard. Yeah. And then one day I'm driving home and I think the show had been canceled at this point and the billboard had been taken down overnight because I drove by the day before and it was me. Then the next day I drive by and it said T-Mobile for free cell phones. And I went, Pete, never forget. You're just for free cell phones. Like you're just another, I'm not putting it down and I'm grateful for the opportunity to be for free cell phones. But you were for free cell phones. Yeah. You were marketed and sold to sell subscriptions. I'm not saying this with vitriol. Don't take yourself too fucking seriously. You're for free fucking cell phones. And those for free cell phones aren't going around going like, I'm on Sunset Boulevard. And neither should you. You should go like, this is a great job and I'm grateful and it's a privilege. Yeah. But don't believe it. there's some people that really believe it. And if you believe it when they love you, you have to believe them when they hate you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know that's not like a new idea.
Peter Principato used to say that.
Yeah.
Do you know him? Do you remember him? He was like a manager
From
in
The
New
Manager,
York.
yeah.
He's a, your best review. Don't read your best review. Don't read your worst review.
Conan told me the same. I did a talk show with Conan. And he's like, you'll do one and you think that they're going to cancel you the next day. Like the whole world is going to say Conan O'Brien doesn't have it. You'll do a show so bad that you're convinced that it's going to be the front page of the New York Times. Who's this bozo? No one notices. Next day, no one notices. Then he's like, you'll do a show so good. The guest stinks, but you find it, you crack him up, murder, standing ovation. You swear the front page of the New York Times is going to be Conan is the king. No one notices. Yeah. And there's a liberation to that. I've certainly experienced that in my podcast. I'm not waiting for a big wave either way. You know what I mean? And there's something kind of, it's not quite Daniel Day-Lewis cobbling shoes, but there's something a little bit of taking a step back. Because you can torture yourself checking the ratings, and
I like that.
Am I still in the top?
Whatever. I like your approach. It's giving you longevity.
I think so for sure. I mean, somebody could come in, I'm sure, and audit us. I mean, like if I asked somebody to audit us and be like, where are we winning? Where are we losing? How could we do better? And maybe we should do that. Like as a business, we probably should do that. It would be like, but I don't want someone to tell me stop having Father Greg Boyle on.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you can eat my whole ass. Like those things, like my favorite episodes are.
No, Father Greg, hold on.
Hold on. I have to tell people yeah, that's right. Bozo the idiot boner clown needs to come back for the third episode. So no, we do it both ways. And by the way, I like interviewing Bozo the internet boner clown as well.
Yeah. You're really good at seeing everybody.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
There have just been a few where I'm like, oh, not we lost you, but like you don't know your 4 free cell phones. And I'd much rather talk to somebody who's been broken. Not bad broken.
Yeah.
Good broken.
Yes.
And not to get too Jesus-y, but that's the whole thing. The grain of wheat. I want
to know about Jesus.
Yeah,
I'm Jewish, but I'm happy if you want to tell me about it. Are you still into religion or no?
I'm spiritual. I just don't want people to think this is like coming. I wouldn't consider myself a Christian in any recognizable sense other than I love Jesus. But he says the grain of wheat has to crack for it to produce the plant, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. That's just true. You needed to have that, like the 2 movies aren't working.
Yeah.
Oh, my family, how am I going to get this balance? Oh, go to YouTube. That's like a real world, not a spiritual necessarily application of like, we need to be broken. That's what Crashing was about. Mm-hmm. Another title for Crashing would have been Falling Upward, which is the title of one of my favorite Richard Rohr books. But it's like, it's all these things that we don't want to happen end up taking us where we need to go. Or as Joseph Campbell says, the treasure you seek is in the cave you're afraid to go. We don't want to be humiliated. We don't want to be broken. We don't want to lose. We don't want to be embarrassed. But it's all these 4 free cell phone moments that actually expand yourself.
Did you have a 4th season of 3 seasons? Is amazing.
Yeah.
Crashing is great. Go watch it on HBO Max. Wyatt and I watched it last night, and it's
cute.
But did you have a 4th season?
No. Oh, you mean planned?
But like in your mind.
You know, this sounds false, or I'm worried this is going to sound false. But if we had done a 4th season of Crashing, and we did have it mapped out partially, is that Pete would have gotten a talk show. That's the first thing that happened to me.
Right, you had the Pete Holmes show on TBS.
So, but the reason why, and this is the part I'm worried sounds canned or not real, the reason I'm glad we didn't do a 4th season, one, it was very hard. It was not an easy show to make. It was a pleasure and a privilege, and I would have loved a 4th season. But there was a relief when I was like, okay, we don't have to do that again. Just kind of like I can breathe for a second. But the 4th season would have been Pete getting a break. And as soon as Pete got a break, even though there would have been plenty of pitfalls and mistakes, it wouldn't have been the same show. I like that we made 3 seasons of a show of a guy just trying to get in at a club.
Yeah. Well, I love that. I love that the end of the series is you can call in for spots.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Micro achievement. Because that's what
as when I was trying to be a comedian, that was huge.
That's it.
Huge. So that made the show so authentic. Even when Mulaney was in it, and you had to navigate. There's an episode of Crashing you guys should watch, but it's
It's the 3rd season finale.
Series finale. You go. They say John Mulaney wants you to open. You get there. They don't want Pete Holmes. They wanted Ben Holmes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you really navigated that well. I mean, you like.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
even
so
you
cool.
just
It's
saying
so hard
that
to do.
reminds me of what it feels like doing stand up for the first 10 years. Is there's just like a lot of humiliations, which I think is why maybe some comedians, once their train comes in, they make up for it with like champagne and whatever, limos. I don't even know what they're doing, but
it makes you so much stronger, though.
it does.
Stronger than anyone. It makes you a better podcaster. It makes you a better
I completely agree. And I think certain skills like that are only forged in intense fire. Here, I'll explain it like this. I know you understand, but like, if you want to write, like a lot of people would like to be a writer. The reason why a stand-up is going to progress in their writing way faster than somebody sitting down with a glass of wine and, at night, like kind of staring at the moon. When I was a boy, just like that, like kind of guessing how people might like it. Stand-up, if you don't write this joke properly, and if you don't cut the fat away and get the word just right and make sure you're being understood, you're actually going to experience physical pain. You're going to go up and you're going to bomb and it's going to hurt you. It's actually going to be
your stomach
painful.
Yeah.
Your shoulders are going to be sore afterwards because all that, like you go on to protect your neck, you think it's fight or flight.
Yeah.
So of course you eat shit. You work the next day. You have to. Your body goes, you're not going to do that again, are you? And you go like, yeah, Thursday. And it goes, we have to write. It's like self-preservational creativity.
Yeah.
So if you're just like, even if you are just not just writing, but if you just want to write movies or write books or whatever, it would be helpful to try stand-up just to see what it's like to get fear in the mix.
David Sedaris, one of the best writers, reads everything to an
That's
audience. Right. Cuts it down, and then he puts it in the book, right?
I think that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like really...
And he's not a stand-up, but
he may as well be. But like, imagine not just guessing where the laughs are or where the air stands still, like everybody freezes because they're so on the... Like really put it to the test. That's what stand-up is. And then once you're doing it a while, you have to kind of develop a new skill, which is like, even though that did badly, I know that's a good joke.
Yeah.
And that happens from time to time.